Yeah, hi everyone. Today, so in this session, we are going to discuss about the next master data after the middle master. So this is a business partner here. Okay, it's a new master data. It was introduced only in S4HANA, so we don't have this kind of master data previously in any of the product which in SAP. Okay, so what we had earlier in SAP is, okay, normally we know about, right, for an example, for collecting the information about the vendor, we will be having the vendor master, right? We will be having vendor master. Then for customers, we'll be having a customer master. That's it. Okay, so what are the things we collect? Okay, we'll just collect the general information, financial information, like regarding purchase information, like all these things we will collect. Okay, just master data. So simply we can say like, okay, it's a KYC. Okay, normally if you go for a bank, you're opening a bank account, they will ask you to fill the KYC, right? Because they want to know about the customer like that. Okay, so if any vendor you want to have a connection, okay, you want to have a new relationship with the vendor, so of course we need to create them as a vendor and we need to treat them, we need to take them into our database. So for that, okay, so earlier we have vendor master, so that is a separate name, we have a separate T code for that and everything is there. So now that all things has been completely eliminated and we just brought a new T code called business partner here. Okay, this business partner is completely new here. Okay, so this is completely new. So what it is going to give here, so you can see the difference here. Okay, I just given the difference here. Okay, yes, so because this vendor master is separate, okay, the customer master is separate, like that you can have a different master data. Okay, so for an example, I'll just show you a glance. Okay, just try to understand here. Okay, yes, so what we had earlier is, for an example, we have vendor master, okay, separately, and of course we have customer master separately. I'll just give a that's common master data. Okay, that will be fine for you. And we have an employee master. Okay, so these all things are a common master data. And vendor master, okay, so normally the people will take care. Okay, so people will be taken care of creation and all, managing all these things. Same like this customer data, okay, the sales people will take care. And of course for the employee master, we can take FI or HR department will take care. Okay, so normally. Okay, and also we have an advantage like, okay, this vendor master is having a separate T code. Okay, we have a separate T code starts with XK01. Okay, starts with, okay, so the customer master starts with XD01 and you can take this employee master starts with FK01. So we have a individual dedicated T codes for this. Okay, individual dedicated T codes for this one. Okay, so what happened earlier in ECC, what we have done, so every particular master, so the particular departments taken care. For an example, vendor master, will take care, the will create that one, will do all the things because we have a dedicated T code. So everything is perfect now. Okay, so but in S4HANA, what they thought is, okay, so they have just eliminated all these things. Okay, they have eliminated completely all these things. No module, no particular master data like this. Okay, so no master data like this, you can able to see it here. Okay, you cannot see any master data in this system in S4HANA. So you can see only one master data, which is called as a business partner. Okay, you have only one master data, which is called as a business partner here. And also you have only one common T code called BP. Okay, BP is the one common T code where we are using here. So only one common T code here. Okay, so you will be thinking that, okay, one common T code, how it can create all these things, okay, like different master data from the different thing. It's a cross applications, right? For an example, the vendor is so a customer is SD, employee is finance, everyone wants to create means, so how they all come and create on the same page. So that is what the thing is all about the business partner. Yes, it is possible, we have to create that because we don't have the option. These all things are completely eliminated. Okay, yes. So now before getting into this business partner and knowing about the configuration, all these things, we need to know the difference. Okay, so we want to know the difference between this old vendor master, okay, and the new business partner. Okay, we don't want to worry about other things like customer master and employee. Okay, that will be taken care by the respective departments. Okay, so now we have to discuss about the old vendor master, how it will be looks like, and how the new business partner looks like. What will be the major difference? So whether it is a tougher one or it's a lighter one, so we can easily find that. Okay, so let's get into that. One thing, we cannot able to open this XK01 means a previous T code which is completely eliminated. This is not there, but at least we can see the front page. That is more than enough. Okay, I just want to show you how that can be a difference. Okay, we can see that. Then we can get to into the BP part and we can go in deeper. Okay, right. So let me log in here. Okay. Okay, so let's say here, okay, so for an example, I'll just open the previous T code, okay, so we can make a comparison, then we can get into the BP, okay, right. So XK01 is a previous T code. If I just give an enter, see what message you got, you can see. See, you got a message. What the message you are getting? So redirecting to transaction BP as transaction XK01 is obsolete, okay. What is meant by obsolete in the sense it is eliminated. It was not there. It was completely removed from S4HANA. What are the T codes we had in earlier ECC, the completely it was eliminated. Okay, it was not there here. So instead of that, it is redirecting us to BP. You can see it is redirecting to transaction BP, which means the business partner. Okay, I will take a snapshot of this. Okay, I just want to show you what is the difference between this and this. Okay, so this is actually, I'll just take a snapshot. This is actually the XK01. Okay, you can see here. Okay, so this is actually the XK01 here. Okay, so in this thing, for an example, I'll show you here. Okay, actually this is XK01. Okay, so this is actually the XK01 here. So dedicated for a vendor. Okay, so for creating a vendor, this is the T code we used in the previous product. Okay, here you can see one clear option. We have the supplier option directly. See, we have the supplier option directly here. Okay, we have the option directly here. So it means, okay, you don't need to select a vendor or customer like that option. Okay, you don't need to select any other thing. This particular screen is dedicated for a supplier. Okay, this screen is dedicated for a supplier. So you don't need to select anything more. Okay, that's the one thing you need to understand. So then what you need to have is, okay, so the supplier you don't need to select because the screen is dedicated for creating a vendor. So that is clear. Then what you will be doing is you will be selecting only this option called accounting group. What is this accounting group is? Okay, so you will be having different type of vendors you have, right? You will be having different type of vendors, that all different type of vendors you can able to create as an accounting group. Means for example, you have a domestic vendor, you have a import vendor, you have an expense vendor, you have a service vendor, like the different categories of vendors we have. Right, how we can able to monitor them, how we can differentiate them using this accounting group. So only configuration we have to do is this accounting group. Okay, so we have to do the accounting group. There is no other configuration we need to do. Accounting group, and one more thing, we have to do the number ranges. That number ranges is common. So number range is common. Okay, so this particular T codes earlier they are used is dedicated for the supplier. There is no need of selecting any supplier here. Only thing is you want to select which type of supplier you are going to create, only that. Okay, based on that selection you will get the number automatically here. So that's it. So to be frank, what we are going to have here, so we have only two configuration here. One is we have the accounting group here, one thing, and plus we will be having the number ranges. Okay, only two configurations we have in this particular thing, so we don't have anything more, only two configurations. If you do this two configuration, you can able to create the vendor. Very simple, right? Very simple. So now we want to see how it is available in the business partner. Okay, let's go into the business partner, how we can able to do this in business partner, whether we have to do the same two configuration there or more than two. So we can see that. Okay, yes, so just remember this page. Okay, so I'm just taking up. Okay, so we are having only this accounting group. This is what the selection criteria. We are not having any supplier or customer selection here because this is dedicated for a supplier, so we don't need to select anything, but we need to select what type of vendor we are going to create. Okay, so based on that the number will come. Okay, how for the material master we have given, right? So based on the material type, so the number came, right? That here based on the accounting group we will get the number. Okay, right. So now get into business partner here. Okay, so I'll just take you to the business partner. So the T code is very simple. So we have a BP, only one T code. Enter into the BP here. Yes, you can see this is the first page what you're seeing in this business partner here. So here you will be having three options. You can see a person option where you can create an individual person as a business partner, you can create here. and here is the organization. So if you want to create for a company or any concern, you can create this. And this group is for creating any group of companies, you can create that. Okay, just an option here. So it doesn't mean that you can select anything. Okay, so usually we will select this organization. This is common for everyone. Okay, so let's create on this organization. Click on that. So automatically you will get this page. Okay, automatically you will get this page. Okay, here where you can able to create the business partner here. Okay, if you're creating this business partner, you can see this all options. You can see just a name, address, phone number, email ID, these all things you can clearly understand. Okay, so what I said earlier, so we are going to create the KYC. So same option here, you are going to have the KYC about the vendor, that is fine. But before we start, we have a configuration here. So how we had earlier this particular setup. Okay, this is the initial page, right? For these all things, this configuration we need to do, these two things to be there, then only we can able to create the vendor. Same like here also, we have a configuration, we have to do that, then only we can able to go for the next thing. Okay, let's take a snapshot of this. Okay, first let's find this one. Okay, so just remember the previous thing. Okay, I will take a snapshot of this. Okay, you can take a snapshot of this. Okay, this thing you can see the header data, only the header data is important for me. Okay, yes, let's take this header data. You can see this is the header data. You have three options here. You can see three options. Okay, what is this three option you need to understand? Okay, how this three options differ from the previous thing you need to understand, then you will be getting an idea. Okay, yes, in the previous XK01, the previous product, the vendor master creation, we need to create, okay, we need to configure only two things, right? One is an accounting group and its respective number ranges. That's it. Okay, that's it. But here what we need to do, you can see here. Okay, so what we have here, yes, we have a grouping. You can see we have a grouping option here. Yes, so the grouping, whatever we see in XK01, here also it is available. Okay, it is fine. So the first configuration, okay, the first configuration is fine, so we can able to do it. Okay, this is fine. So what we will be having in this one again, so we will be having all the type of, okay, different groups of, okay, so vendors, all this available. Okay, so but not only the vendor. Okay, here the thing is different. Okay, it's not a vendor screen, it's not a customer screen. Okay, it's a common screen. Okay, this BP is a centralized area where you can able to create all the partners here. So here it is not only for the vendor, so you can have the customer, you can have the vendor, you can have the dealer, okay, you can have the employee, everything you can able to create it here. So all the groups will be available in one shot. It's not like only vendor group you can see. Okay, so all the groups will be available here. In this, which group you want to select, you can able to select. For example, you are creating a vendor, you can select the vendor group, and based on that you will get a number range. You can see there is a number range option here. This is the number range. Okay, this is the second, okay, second configuration we have here. Okay, this is perfect. Okay, whatever we see in the previous thing, almost same. Okay, almost same. The accounting group here, we have this one, we are giving the different accounting groups. Means what are the different type of vendors, customers, everything will be there here, because that is the only difference, because there we have only vendors in the list. Okay, here we have a combination of everything, because it's a common screen. Okay, everyone will come and create here. It's a common screen, so we can able to have that, and its respective number ranges we can have, so it will come here. So almost it is matching here. Okay, but one more most important thing you need to monitor here is, okay, very simple. So where is the option of selecting the vendor? So earlier when we go to XK01, okay, so we have dedicatedly that screen is for vendor. Okay, we can see the option called vendor, but here we cannot see anything like a vendor, right? Because why? Because it's a common screen, it's a centralized solution for creating a partners. Okay, you don't have any options separately. Okay, you don't have any options separately. Okay, so what you need to do is, you need to select which one you want, whether you need a vendor, whether you need a customer, whether you need an employee, all these things you need to select that one from where. So you have a separate option here called a BP role. You can see a BP role option here. So here where you need to select that. Okay, so here you need to create this roles. Okay, here this particular option you need to select the role. For an example, whether customer or whether vendor or whether it is an employee, all these things you need to create a role here. Okay, that's a third configuration. Okay, so we just earlier we have seen only two configurations fine for us, but in this particular business partner, the third one also we need to do a configuration, means a role creation. because system will not know about the roles, right? Because it's a centralized area. Okay, so we cannot create an individual T code for this one T code where all the things can be created. In the sense, you need to define the roles. For a customer, you need to separately, we need to create a role. For our vendor, we need to create a role. Everything we need to create. Then only by selecting that, okay, we can select that role. So we will can able to create a vendor master. Okay, so here it is not like a vendor master. Okay, I'll just make it very clear here. Okay, the difference between the previous thing and this thing. Okay, so just get it clearly. Okay, I'm just putting the difference here. Okay, just see the difference. Okay, so in ECC, okay, in ECC what we have, okay, and in S4 what we have. Okay, so just see the difference very clearly. Okay, so then you can have this one. Okay, yes, so in ECC we have that XK01, right? We have that XK01 T code. So in that XK01 what we have is, for an example, okay, so we straightly create the vendor master. So we create the vendor master, that's it. So there is no steps and there is no nothing here. So directly we go into the XK01. We will just give the what is the account group, means which type of vendor we are going to create, and its respective number range will come. So based on that, we will assign the internal number range or external number range. That number range is concept is common. So based on that, we can create the vendor master. It's a straight vendor master. Okay, it's a straight vendor master. There is nothing a difference here. Okay, straightly you are creating a vendor master. That is a vendor. That's it. But in S4HANA, we are using a business partner here. Okay, so we are using a business partner here. So here, the first thing what we need to create is, okay, so we need to create a business partner. First, we need to create a business partner. Then only you need to create a, okay, vendor master. Okay, so there is a difference is there. Okay, don't get confused. Clearly I will just say, okay, so here if you go to XK01 in the ECC, you can able to create the vendor master directly. Okay, that is the one shot. Directly you are getting into the system, you are creating a vendor master here. That's it. But in business partner, what we need to do is, first we need to create a business partner. Okay, so it can be anything. Okay, you can create a business partner here first. Okay, so that business partner can be anything. It can be a customer, it can be a vendor, it can be employee. Later you can decide. So what I was supposed to say is, later you can able to decide here. So this vendor master, all other things you can able to discuss later. For an example, how we are going to have this one. Okay, so we are having this particular thing for an example. Okay, so first the business partner need to be created. Okay, then only we are creating this vendor master. So there are separate configuration for this. So there is separate configuration for this. Okay, so here there will be separate role. Okay, so here we will be having a separate roles. Okay, and we will be having the separate number ranges, and we will be having the grouping here. Okay, so here we will be having the grouping here. So we will be having the grouping here. Same thing here, we have a, okay, separate role. Okay, and we will be having the separate number range, and we will be having the separate group here. Okay, so these two are entirely different. We want to configure these two things. Okay, so here we are going to have the business partner role. Okay, a general role we have to create that. Okay, so for the business partner and its respective number range, and we should have a business partner group here. Same thing in the vendor master. When we create that vendor master, we have to select a different role. We have to select the vendor master role here. Okay, based on that we will be having a number range, and based on that we will have the accounting group. Okay, this both we need to sync at one point. Okay, this both we need to sync here. Okay, then only we will get the same combination. Why? Because if you are not syncing this both things, what will happen in the sense, very simple. For an example, for the business partner you will get a new number range. For the vendor master you will get another number range. What will happen? The user will get confused. Okay, the user will get confused. Okay, yes, that's the reason here. Okay, so if you sync this one, okay, both the sync, it will be, this number range will be common. The number range should be common. Okay, I'll just show you that. Okay, this number range should be common with both the things. For the business partner grouping and for the vendor master grouping, the accounting group you are creating, right, both the number range should be equal. So what will happen if you create a business partner and then you can extend to vendor master, so you will get the same number range. The user will not get confused. Or else what will happen, the user will get confused. Okay, so they will not know that one. Okay, so you can see a different number here, you will see a different number, the people will get confused. Okay, so the BP is little bit complicated here, so just we want to understand the logic, it will be very easy. Okay, right. Okay, so now we are going to create three configurations here. Okay, so basically, so what is the first configuration? The first one is a business BP role here. Then we are going to create the account grouping, then for the number ranges. So three configuration initially we have for the basic foundation. Okay, first we need to create this one. So the first set, this one we need to create. Then we need to create for this one. So then we need to create all these things. Okay, so let's get into that. Okay, yes.